cruel. Defeat is worse.
But what if we are wrong? Not even my strength can hold back an entire brigade.
Just stay out of it, Himjas. We have lost too many lives already. Yours need not be included.
Are you the one I should thank for saving my home from Balrith?
You know, the crust of Leowin is a...
Tava mutado aí, gente, é porque eu tava almoçando, tá? Vamos que vamos.
There's a full skin of water waiting for me. Nothing is certain until it happens.
Estação de alfaiataria, estação de alfaiataria. Marcenaria também.
Can you write legibly in the face of danger? Want to get paid for it? Come speak with me.
I have the most amazing soup bubbling away.
I seem to be making
Nothing
a lot of
boils
enemies.
over.
Ó, que
Wouldn't want to live in a world without magic. That would be a world without mystery, and a world without faith.
Never tell the truth to those unworthy of it.
That bag is...
Breakout, vamos que vamos. Vai ficar dando reload mesmo, filho? Tá doido? Toda porta que você entra aqui dá reload. Você tá doido? Desse jeito não aguento não. Você é pra limpar inventário.
Over here, mercenary. I have news.
There is an urgent task for you.
Os caras são de mercenários. Exato. Só um buraco ali, pode não é ninguém do lugar, quer ver?
The guild has need of you, comrade.
I served my time in the Three Banners War. For a place called Blackwood,
Got plenty of vegetables for sale. Perfect for mashing up with... Comrade, a word.
Tudo que faz aqui dá reload. Aí mata, né?
Axes and armor may earn you a fortune. Tragic what the three banners were.
Depositar ali 60.000. Tem que fazer a missão. 35 minutos para limpar o inventário. Imagina.
The guild requests your help.
brigade.
Just stay out of it, Himjas. We have lost too many lives already. Yours need not be included.
Let's keep our eyes open for a tavern where we can spend that.
Ah, you look strong and capable. I could use your help. Tensions between my tribe and the Imperials who've set up camp nearby are close to a breaking point. While I often solve issues with my Wamasu-like strength, I fear it will not be enough here. Members of my tribe have gone missing. We captured an Imperial lieutenant to question him about it, but everyone is so angry already. If my tribe executes him before we actually get to the bottom of this, it will only make things worse. What this situation needs is an outsider's perspective. My people are too enraged to think clearly, and the lieutenant will not talk to us anyway. We need someone outside the tribe to mediate. You would be compensated, of course. What do you say? I am sure our combined heroism will save my tribe from this plight. The Imperial Lieutenant is just ahead. While you speak with him, I will head to the northern swamps to continue investigating. Meet me there when you are finished. That was Oleg, a member of the tribe and a good friend. He is adamant that the Imperials are responsible for our missing people, but does not think I should involve myself. His opinion is shared by many, sadly. My heroic deeds have caused a few mishaps of late. In addition, everyone is convinced of the Imperial's guilt. But an intelligent, seasoned adventurer such as myself is more skeptical. Mainly because we, have no evidence. No idea, but hopefully speaking with the lieutenant will shed some light on that. If his people are innocent, then he might help guide us to the real enemy. And if they are not, then I will strike them down with the power of a grot oak. The Imperials from Leowin have been expanding their territory eastward for some time. Now they creep like moss on the edges of what my tribe considers our land. At first, they were just a nuisance. We assumed the swamp would deal with them in time. No, just the opposite. They wished to work with us to help expand their holdings and offered valuable goods in trade. But my tribe turned their tails at them. Too many times our people have been pushed from our homes with fake promises. The Imperials left us alone, but refused to leave the area. Eventually, tension turned to arguments. Shortly after, members of our tribe began to vanish. It was like flame to a dried tree.
We told Himja to stop trying to recruit strangers for this. He will not listen.
Debella's sacred buttocks! Am I glad to see someone that's not part of this tribe. Maybe you can do something. I've tried telling these lizards that my soldiers have nothing to do with their disappearing people, but they won't listen. I'm an officer in Leowin's Ivory Brigade. We've been trying to expand trade routes out here, but we're not kidnapping people. My brigadines are missing too. I was pursuing a lead to find them when I got ambushed and thrown in this cage. I was investigating the great number of beasts that have started congregating by the water's edge. It's like they've taken over. Nothing about it seems natural. My theory is that those monsters are responsible for our missing people. They're vicious, and the sheer number of them all at once is undoubtedly lethal. But my commander's skeptical. He thinks the Argonians are retaliating for us getting too close to their territory. And if he gets wind of this, he'll respond in kind.
Outsider, this Imperial speaks lies. Our people did not vanish until they arrived. I understand that Himjas asked for your help, but he can be overzealous. We have the situation under control. Our prisoner feigns ignorance, but he does not tell the whole truth. This dry skin was found trespassing in our swamps to the north. Always excuses with these Imperials. First they show up claiming to seek trade. When we ask that they leave, they camp near our borders, and more arrive each day against our wishes. Suddenly our people go missing. This is no coincidence. I wish I knew. There is a supposed peace between my people and the Imperials. Keshu the Blackfin ensures that. But that does not mean some do not still break rank, especially if they want to lay claim on a new land. But why not just attack us? Himjas is enthusiastic to a fault. He thinks himself a hero, but usually just ends up getting himself into more trouble. This is no different. If you insist on helping, then I suggest you drag him out of the northern swamps before he hurts himself.
That should come in handy.
I am not afraid of you.
This is where our investigation begins. Let us look around. There are footprints ahead, toward the water. This is where I gallantly apprehended the lieutenant. We are on the right track. Let us continue.
Don't give up. They get up.
Eyes sharp, friend. We are close. Keep your fins and eyes sharp, friend. We are close.
To arms!
This is a great area for harvesting.
Taste our steel! That's got it! That's it. Are you hurt?
Let us hurry.
What can I do for you?
These ancient totems are spread out across the swamp, but they are always dormant. Strange. I think there are more farther ahead. I wonder if they are active as well.
Good. You're exhausted. Pace yourself.
Keep your fins and eyes sharp, friend. We are close. Keep your fins and eyes sharp, friend. We are close.
You need to keep moving.
Courage brings victory.
Argonians and Imperials. It looks like they were fighting back to back, defending themselves. Their wounds are jagged too. Perhaps we will find survivors farther up this way.
Oblivion take you! The day is ours!
We use this dye for rituals. Is this what woke those totems? Let us follow the footprints.
What do you think you'll make with that?
This is the largest of those totems I mentioned earlier. I think I understand. These totems, the dye was used to paint runes upon them, which must have activated their latent magic. But those runes are only known to this tribe. The Imperials could not have done this. It had to be one of our own. With these runes, whoever is responsible turned this totem and the others into very powerful lures. That explains the excess of creatures coming out of the swamp. They would be drawn out in droves by this kind of magic. I do not know. It is incredibly dangerous, even with someone as skillful as me protecting the tribe. These creatures do not discriminate who they hunt. We need to stop this. I am not sure. My brute strength and fortitude do not lend themselves easily to the inner workings of tribe magic. But perhaps fortitude is all we need. Let us try smashing it. You go first. Despite my yelping, I was not afraid, I assure you. There is no shame in being frightened, of course. If you are alarmed, do not worry. You are safe with me. Anyway, that was a great effort on your part. But perhaps hitting it is not enough. This is now beyond my capability. I believe the magic of these totems and the secret to destroying them would be known by the elder of my tribe, Naish Nurwal. I think we need to speak to her if we are to learn anything more. She should be back in the village. I will head there first and explain the situation, but I believe you should speak with her as well. Nahish Nurwal, does not always take my counsel. I will meet you there. I will return and speak to Naish Nerwal. Meet me there when you can.
That's over with, I suppose.
What do you think you'll make with that?
Bodies? Of Imperials and our own?
I appreciate your willingness to help, outsider. But you must understand, Heem Jas has a strong heart, but he often invents problems in order to test his heroism. This matter with the Imperials is likely simpler than he insists. What? This is a very serious accusation. The idea that one of our own caused so much pain, it is as hard to chew as thick bark. Is what Heem Jas said about the bodies true? Please, tell me all that you know. The creatures in the swamp are incredibly vicious, even in small doses. It's no wonder so many have fallen prey. It seems our prisoner was not lying to us. Those totems are ancient and very powerful. Meddling with them is quite dangerous. The one at the top of Zal Aristotle? I'm not surprised. Dismantling lures as powerful as this will require going inside the Zanmir. Unfortunately, as time abandoned Zal Aristotle, its depths filled with nightmarish horrors. We have no choice but to venture inside the Zanmir. But we do not have enough people to do so safely. We have lost too many of our warriors. You are here as a mediator. Perhaps you could convince the Imperials to assist us in this matter. Good. Hopefully he will be willing to appeal to his superiors. Regardless, I will make sure he is freed. Take this. It is a ward that will unlock the main entrance of Zal Aristotle. I will gather as many warriors as I can, and meet you there.
Gods, this can't be happening. I heard what was discussed. I can hardly believe it. They were so quick to pin the blame on us, and the whole time it was one of their own people? I suppose it doesn't matter now. We've all lost friends. What we need to do is fix this. The Ivory Brigade is far from petty. I'm sure there will be some who are unhappy about it, but even they will understand the need to work together in order to stop this. I'll speak with my commander if I'm free to go. I'm sure I can convince him.
My apologies on behalf of my tribe, Lieutenant. Let us get you out of there. I will meet you at the ruins.
É muito direito. Eu acho difícil.
The entrance to Zal Aristotle should be along the bottom of the structure. Let us hurry. There, the door.
Look here. The stranger's loss might be our gain.
Quando carreguei, eu vou pegar um café. vamos lá. Nós temos que fazer o controle.
They made their choices. So be it.
Curse you relics, why will you not stop?
Oleg, you did this?
Ninjas, I am sorry. I cannot disable the lures, no matter how hard I try. My touch causes them to fade, yet they return within seconds. When I take my axe to the stone, my blade only dulls. I blame the Imperials for our missing people. I was a fool. I was trying to protect my people. Too many times dryskins have come to our swamps in an attempt to claim them. These Imperials seemed no different. I hoped to frighten them. I activated the totems to try and chase them off. Yes, our people once used them as a means to gather food and resources. When the totem is active, creatures are drawn to its aura. I did not know how dangerous this ancient magic... Yes, but...
Help is here, my friend. Let us begin.
Nahish Nerwul. And the Imperials? I'm sorry.
Olik's actions were foolish. These lures have lain dormant for a reason. The magic within them is dangerous. Still, the actions of the past cannot change the present. What is done cannot be undone. But we can ensure a ritual. To dismantle the lures, they must be touched above ground. The Imperial.
Thank you.
We will fix this, Olik. Do not worry. I think it is working.
Huzzah!
Seems the Imperials up above are succeeding as well.
No remorse!
The last one. Now I will make a swift, daring exit and run back to the village. Meet you there.
Even an old sack might have treasure inside. Find anything?
You have my thanks, Lieutenant, as well as my tribe's friendship.
Thank you. I assure you, we will do everything in our power to make sure this is the start of a prosperous friendship between our people.
A great success. We are victorious and strong, and all mostly intact.
Reachmen say that fires are only dangerous when they get bored. That's why we tell them stories and let them lick our food.
The totems have fallen silent above ground. I assume you and Himjas were also successful from below. The beast should move on now. I do not think they will trouble us any in love. You have.
The tribe will be telling stories of this for many years to come, I am sure. The mighty Himjas, with his faithful... The tribe? Please, take this. Not only... We did it, friend. We... No. That...
Two steps forward, two steps back.
For glory!
That should come in handy.
This is a great area for harvesting. Attack!
That's the last of them.
Eu tô pondo disponibilidade, eu não tenho lugar, gente. Nossa, babaca. Agora que eu... Aqui também não tenho. Nossa.
That should come in handy.
I admit it's quite a story, but I know the difference between a tall tale and a large problem. I'll help however I can.
I shudder to think what your elven circus would consider far-fetched. I'm not so sure I believe it myself.
Greetings, traveler. If you've come to witness the marvels and mysteries of our troupe, I hope you haven't traveled far. Our performance is postponed indefinitely. On account of drama, ironically enough. There's a more sinister mischief in Farmer's Nook than the sort the House of Reveries trades in. I hear of townsfolk disappearing, only to turn up and act oddly. We only set camp recently, but the locals fear we've somehow caused their plight. None. That farmer Hesef said his sister was among the afflicted, and she died recently. At least he thought she died, but she left no corpse. I must clear the troop's name. With the locals wary as they are, though, I need help. And I can pay. Hesef mentioned that two of his neighbors also had loved ones vanish. Braden DeVoe and Jahuz. Speak with them. They may be more open with a less grandiose traveler. You might also speak with Hesef directly, if you wish. Any other day, I'd claim to be the lost princess of Piandania and regale you with tales of my exploits, but now's not the time for such frivolities. My fellows and I are entertainers from the House of Reveries, here to perform across all of Tamriel. I've been greatly disappointed with how often I've gotten that question since we departed from Somerset. There's not a soul in the Isles who hasn't heard of the Manor of Masks and its famed performers. But Tamriel will know it soon enough. Theater, conservatory, circus, salon, temple. The House of Reveries wears as many guises as we do. It is the ancestral home of all the performing arts in Somerset, and the world, if you believe some of the sapiarchs. Sleepy little towns like Farmer's Nook are the most in need of an escape from the mundane. We came to offer them some mirth and mystery, but it appears we've been upstaged. Well, our troupe won't be outdone so easily. We have a reputation to uphold. Help, of course. I've devoted my life to liberating people from their troubles, however briefly. And if I can't do that from a stage, then I will take my talents where they are most needed. I may seem a simple thespian to you, but I have had other roles in this life before I found my calling. While I may not count adventurer among them, I'm certain that I am far better prepared to unravel this mystery than these unfortunate folk.
What do you think you'll make with that?
Ah! Careful! You might have scared the mayor. Who are you? What do you want? You've come about Bugtail. I knew someone would. But my neighbors have kept their distance since he returned. I cannot blame them. I scarcely wish to take him back myself. Not after Igman and Seal. But I couldn't bring myself to turn him away. Yes. Or rather, I fear I will share his fate. Bugtail rode out to deliver a horse despite my protest. The gelding returned. He did not. Before I would have been the first to go looking, but I dreaded he'd return. like the others. And he did. Dead or gone, for now. Even the horses could tell something was wrong with him. I fought with this one's reins as he groomed her, but she started and kicked Bugtail. Ink sprayed everywhere. When I cleared my eyes, it was all that remained. I do not wish to speak of what has happened here, but I will. How many more will vanish and return to haunt us if no one tries to stop it? What is it you wish to know, stranger?
Rabo de inseto. Que legal também.
In the far-off land of Elsewhere, I was taken by sea elf privateers and sold into imperial slavery. Bugtail had been a slave for many years when I arrived. Like many Khajiit after Queen Eurexia invaded Elsewhere. We bonded because we spoke so little. You may think me a spinner of tall tales, but I swear I speak no lies. Bugtail and I were languishing under the hot sun, digging new metal for the Imperial Queen, when a dragon swooped out of the sky and scorched the land. In the chaos, we ran. I hope those days have better prepared you for our troubles than I. Truthfully, I do not know what scared me more. Seeing that giant fire-belching beast, or my quiet friend standing at my door, like a phantom. I would not have suspected anything amiss had I not known of what happened to Igman and Seal. There was nothing sinister in his look or manner. If anything, he regarded me more warmly than he had in years. Normally, he could go days without a word. He seemed to want to reminisce about our more adventurous days, before we escaped to Farmer's Nook and settled down to raise horses. They were livelier times, but I would not trade them for what I have now.
So, working with the mummers. They may seem strange, but you're safer resting at their camp than at the inn. Not to say Braden runs a poor establishment, mind. There's just strangeness afoot in our little village. Folk have been going missing of late, including my sister, Seal. Never for long, a few days. Just enough to plant a worry before they wander back as if nothing happened. But something did. They come back different, like everything's unfamiliar. Weren't her memory. She could recall details down to where she last left the salt, but acted like she'd never tasted it. She'd bring up things I'd long forgotten as if they'd happened yesterday. Started dredging up old hurts we'd put past us long ago. Can't say. Felt like she wanted to relive the past, good and bad. Don't know what would have brought that on. We lead quiet lives now. Happy lives, I thought. Led, I suppose. She's gone now. If it was even her in the first place. Seal led me to our old swimming hole. Hadn't been there in decades. She dove right in like we did as kids. I looked away before she struck the water. She hit hard. When I screwed up the courage to look, just inky black water. She was gone. That's right. Even with that ink in the pool, I could tell her body weren't there. I searched around the swimming hole, too. Nothing. Not so much as a wet footprint, or even more of that vile ink, like she'd vanished. A lot from our childhood, mostly. If our parents were around, they were deep in the skooma, so Seal and I had to look out for each other. Not so much anymore. The years have been peaceful here. I suppose we'd grown distant before she vanished. No. Maybe. We'd sit down for meals together and tend the farm together, but there's not much to talk about in Farmer's Nook. Another field planted, another day gone by. Was she trying to tell me something? What was she trying to say? We were all a bit shaken by what happened with Igmund, but things were getting back to normal. Until Seal went out to collect logs and didn't return. I begged the others to help me search for her, but they feared they'd vanish too. Truth is, I didn't make it far myself. I thought I heard things in those woods. Even during the day, it felt like something was watching. When she showed up at the house again, I nearly fainted. I should have been relieved, but I felt haunted. Can a ghost take your hand? Make a meal? If she slept, I never saw it. I barely slept myself. The staring was the worst. Felt like she was always watching, smiling. When she'd blink, it was like one eye was a hair shy of the other. Gave me chills.
Rumor is the soldiers at the redoubt are going to move on to Cathbedro.
We're out of meat and no hot meals. If those are luxuries to which you're accustomed, you can keep on moving and find another inn. What are you, some sort of adventurer? Yeah. Yeah, you look the part. Sorry I was short with you. Since Igmund passed, I've had to work twice as hard and twice as long to run the inn. It's done my manor no favors. Damned fool. He wanted to build a bonfire and drink the night away like we used to. Haven't seen Igmund down mead like that since we were barely men. He lost his legs and tumbled into the fire. Nothing but cinders left by the time I doused the blaze. Not so much of a scrap of clothing. Just black, tarry ashes. Never seen anything throw such a thick black smoke. But it didn't smell like you'd expect. Hair and burned flesh. More like old hay or musty linens. It wasn't natural. I want to know what happened to my brother. Whether he's alive or truly dead. Even if the truth says he really did die in that fire, at least I can put my doubts to rest. What do you wish to know? That's right. He'd gone to get supplies from Gideon. What should have been a couple of days turned into more than a week. I'd begun to fear that he'd been robbed and left for dead on the road, but he wandered back into town like nothing had happened. Said he got lost. As if he hadn't walked that road 1,000 times. I'd have accused him of gambling our money away on toad races, but he had every piece of gold he left with. How do you spend a week lost in the wood and not look worse for wear? Like he didn't have a care in the world. He seemed to be enjoying even the usual drudgery. Never thought I'd miss his belly aching over the chores, but he just didn't seem himself. No. Things were as they usually are in Farmer's Nook, uneventful. It's exciting times when our little inn sees more than a couple travelers in a month. Ever since Igmund got lost, things have been nothing but trouble. Two others disappeared since Igmund, and all three were acting strange before they met untimely ends, if that's even what you could call it. No one wanders from the village now.
One stranger, I need to speak with you. So you're the one's been asking questions about the people who've gone missing, then come back wrong? I don't like involving strangers in our affairs, but my daughter's gone. Not the first time, or even the fourth, that Anise has run off, but... well, you've heard what befell the others. I'm worried she's in real danger. A few days ago, I punished her for neglecting her chores again. She must have snuck out in the night. I couldn't find hide nor hair of her in the morning. She hasn't been home since. She's a stubborn one. But normally she'd have come back by now. I just want to know she's all right. I hate asking a stranger to do this, but no one else has the spine to leave the Nook right now, and I can't go traipsing after that rapscallion like I used to. Will you find Anise and bring her back to me? Our house is just over there, on the west side of town. There may be something among Anise's things that points to where she ran off to, but my nerves are too frayed to see it. I'm at my wit's end. She doesn't want to live here in Farmer's Nook, I can tell you that. That girl's been trying to get out of here since she was old enough to walk. She's still convinced she's going to travel to Abba's Landing and join some pirate crew. It's not like I raised her to embrace a life of piracy. It's those books her father got her when she was young. Filled her head with ridiculous tales of far-off lands, adventures, and riches. I sailed in my younger days. It's not so glamorous. Sailing is days of rope burns and sunburns. It's being tossed about the cabin while a storm rolls your ship. It's bad food, stale water, and wondering if you'll ever make it home. And that's not the life she's dreaming, and though she won't listen.
This is a great area for harvesting.
I once traveled.
We don't have much, I know. Anise never fails to remind me. Have you found anything that might lead to my daughter? That's just some old handbill Anise had been hanging on to. Months old. Some vessel seeking fresh-faced deckhands that's long since pulled up anchor. I pitched it to the hearth after our last argument. Probably why she left, but not where. When Anise was little, we couldn't keep her away from it. She'd grab it when we weren't looking and batter the walls and stairs, pretending it was her pirate sword. Drove my husband crazy. I've made do for so long I never bothered to replace it. What's that doing out? Anise's plan for a fort. My husband built it for her when she was about 6. Oh, it must be a moldering wreck by now. Unless... if she hasn't run off to join that elf circus, she might be there. It was east of here, in the hills.
Ah, you're off to find this Anise girl, then. Tell me what you've learned. I wasn't able to overhear everything. You've been gone for some time. You managed to persuade the locals to share their stories with you, yes? Did their firelight tales share any common themes? Restless, you and seeking...
Sheath your weapons. The battle is won.
This is a great area for harvesting.
What a charming little fort. Well kept. A list of departures. Anise had a mind to travel. Footprints coming here and heading somewhere else. A little island? Seems our pirate raided the pantry before she left. She planned to be gone a while. I wonder what adventures this tiny sword has seen. I can picture our young heroine, wielding her imagination like a saber and cutting her way through all manner of adventure. I crave adventure and freedom. Play is my only escape. I come here to plan. I fantasize about leaving. Doubt holds me back. I need someone to believe in me. So often I'm alone, but today I have a visitor. Someone I trust. I go with them. I've never been more excited. I believe I have thrust to the heart of the matter. Hear me out. Getting into character, you could say. Preparing for a part is all about understanding my role. How they think, how they feel. Anything and everything about who they are. I have always had a good head for details, and it serves me well as an actress. She's young, or at least young at heart. She's unhappy with her life, but she feels trapped. She has a dream to follow, but she's too scared to go it alone. Only now she's found help. One place to sleep, yet 2 mugs on the crate, both unfinished. And of course, 2 sets of footprints heading south, into the marsh, dancing all the way. The only way forward is to follow in their steps. Shall we dance too? I don't know who Annie's met out here, but the clues suggest that she wasn't in danger. Yet. We shouldn't dawdle. That might very well be the case, though I have to wonder why she'd leave her pack behind if she had no intention to return. I don't like meddling in someone's family affairs, but let's confirm she's all right before we jump to any conclusions. Someone she trusted enough to share a drink with. There's little doubt in my mind that she left with them voluntarily.
That was easy.
The tracks lead to this ruin. Did Annie's come here seeking... This book is well worn, but hardly old, given the subject. There are bits of paper in this brazier, but most of these books are too... Despite the smell, I don't think that's a funerary urn. The ashes are too fresh. Well, this is troubling. I believe Annis came here and performed some sort of ritual, and not the sort conjured from an overactive imagination. Whoever she followed here convinced her to make a... I'm certain that well-worn adventure book was a dear possession to Annis. She wouldn't have torn pages from it for a lark. She burned them in that brazier with her own Not yet, but I was a mage of great talent in a past life. If there's any clue relating to what is occurring in Farmer's Nook, I'll find it. There's a good chance Annis will return to town, like the others. If she does, confront her about this. If Anise does return to Farmer's Nook, be careful confronting her. The last thing we want is for her to do something... Afraid my witty repartee won't be enough to keep me out of trouble?
Anise, everything all right?
You? Your mother's looked all over for you. Where have you been?
Ugh, I ran away again, all right? Just be glad I came back at all.
Golden goblets overflow with wine. A sultry dancer with eyes so fine. A circlet of rubies crowns her head. Tangled blankets as you fall in bed. Hot grease drips into the blazing fire. Grapes dangle his mouth open with desire. Ooh, velvet and golden trim about so many sordid.
What's the big deal? This is the 7th time I tried running away in 3 years. Why are they all gawping at me like they're afraid to blink? Do I know... No, I don't know you. Why do you care? And none of those people disappeared. They went after their dreams. I'm not the only one who has those, you know? Nobody wants to be stuck in Farmer's Nook for their whole life. They just didn't want anyone to miss them. It's why I'm here now. I didn't want the last time... What? No, I...
I hate to interrupt, but... May we have a word in private? So, that's Anise Favrard. What do you make of her? How apropos, considering that little library we found is a shrine to Hermaeus Mora. Though I'm still not sure how the Demon of Knowledge fits into this puzzle of ours. Why would Anise consort with it? Perhaps I should have made an offering of my own? It certainly looks that way. I didn't find anything relating to the ritual that was performed at that shrine, but some of those moldy tomes shed a little light on. The shrine we found was simply one of many ruins. I discovered record of another ruin near to Farmer's Nook. If we're dealing with a cult, or some other servants of Mora, it would make the perfect time. The ruin I spoke of is north of town, not too far. We have reason to...
She's back. She's safe. No, nothing. She looks right as rain, and I'd recognize that attitude anywhere. I know what you're driving at. You're saying I should be worried? Well, out with it. Ritual? What nonsense has gotten into the girl's head now? Anise doesn't know the first thing about magic. She's just got an...
That should come in handy.
If we follow the coast northwest... A torn page. We're closing in. This looks right. After you. Adventurers first.
Swab. You cannot board this vessel until you have satisfied me,
Look
the
out,
mighty
she's...
Flicker!
Mighty Flicker? From the saga of Captain Wereshark? That I did not expect.
Ha! Think you can sail with me, wee one? I've felled giants like trees. I've slapped a dragon around until it got down and licked my hand. I've kicked Molag Bal in the arse once, and he begged me to do it again! Ha ha! Answer me this. Why do we sail? Aye, what pirate lass hasn't appreciated a fine pile of gold? But no! What is booty without a crew to share it with? A thief can steal treasures, a bandit can take riches. Think, ye wee one! Why do we sail the high seas? And there you have it. What worth is booty if it isn't earned? What is a battle if you don't cut a bloody swath through your enemies? We sail for honor, for glory! Now brace yourself, wee one. You face the Argonian next!
Will the sea swallow you like so many others? The high seas run deeper than any river. filled with the blood of enemies. A challenge awaits you, sailor. This one erects the spine of what uses a pipe. I erect this.
Think you have what it takes to join the Wereshark's crew? I doubt it. So, you've impressed the big bear and the hard turtle. So what? I walk in the shadow and sleep in the trees. I drink snake venom and piss honeyed mead. I'm the baddest, sharpest, meanest pirate on the high seas, but I don't sail alone. Why? That's right, we're family! Every one of us, from the captain himself to the lowliest swab.
Your performance could have used more verve, but it seems the Guardians aren't judging on enthusiasm. Oriel above. It's Anis and all the others. They appear to be alive. Let's try waking them.
Bring Bucktail more soldiers.
Dare ye cross sabers with
Gold.
Red Anise?
So much gold.
Oh, darling. That's lovely.
It's a dream. They're all dreaming. This is no normal sleep, but it's oddly benign for a curse. None of these people appear to be in distress. In fact, they seem to be dozing quite serenely. Some of them have been missing for weeks, yet they show no signs of poor health. Not from the spell they're under, no. I believe so. Now, when you're ready, place a hand on Anis's forehead and start counting sails.
Look alive! The dead have come for us!
If you came to help, you have my thanks. But it's not needed. Look, what did you... That's it then? Well, let's have a look. Prince Vogger's treasure was a book. Didn't know old Dead Eyes could read. Read and... Crest said... I just want... Please...
Será que eu tenho que visitar 4 sonhos? Porque são 4 pessoas. Nossa.
You're awake! Good. It's been a... So, you're telling the deep... Here we go. Pray that a rude awakening is the worst they have to suffer. It's ready. Wake Annis, and the curse will break.
Farewell, Captain. All right. Cress didn't look... I think...
My gold!
She would not.
My sweet rose! So...
I'm sorry.
If you wanted to be rid of me
How could
so
you
bad,
do that?
you could have...
Asaf? Dead?
Chores.
Where are we? Wait. Why would he...
Much as I love her, it could be. Why? They have, with the help and...
Oh, thank you. I followed. Back at that.
We will trust Mile to see these people safely back to town. You and I should find Cress at once.
you think you'll make with that?
Hey, you! Have you seen Anise? Have you seen Anise? She ran off. Mile asked. Hold on.
Wasn't that small?
This is a great area for harvesting.
Victory is cruel. Defeat is worse.
I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. You're the one I don't know. Why are you here?
Enough of this charade, Cress. Off with your false face.
What are you?
You're a Daedra?
Wait! Don't hurt me. I didn't do anything. I just gave them what they wanted. I just want to live. Like you. I'm so tired of watching. I don't want to go back. Don't make me go back. To the unbound library of the one who knows. To record what was observed. That is our purpose. To watch your lives and ink the details down. I kept getting it wrong. Yes, please. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. I won't cause any more trouble. This is where the one who knows sent me. It is what I know. I thought I could live here and no one would treat me any differently. I could finally experience all the things I'd only observed. Friendship to know, as they must. Your tiny pupil suggests that is insufficient. Alone, I suppose I am. I had not considered that. Well,
I don't know what I'll do without a mortal form, but I'll think of something. I need a mortal pack to do anything more than create an illusion. I traded dreams because they are the neighbor of knowledge. Correct. The terms the one who knows watches. I would return to Apocrypha.
So, this pitiable creature wants to escape its... When a hopeful becomes a player in the House of Reverie, misguided... It may fly in the face of common sense, but I think Cress might have the makings of a fine player. They're a bit unrefined, but taking on a new role seems to come naturally, and they'll never forget their lines. I could sponsor them to the house.
Please don't send me back. I
Has speaking with Cress convinced you, one way or another? I am growing fond. I thought so. All's well that ends well, as they say. All right, Cress. I have a deal for you.
You do? Does this mean I can stay?
No, not in Farmer's Nook, anyway.
Oh. Does it mean I don't have to go back to the library?
Yes, and you will get to live a great many incredible lives.
I can? What do you need me to do?
Watch and learn. You're going to be my apprentice. Now, let's get you a mask. Now, if you're going to be a proper hopeful, I'm going to need you to take a form similar to one of my players. Can you do that?
Oh, yes! With your help, that will be easy! How is this?
You'll have no difficulty with brisk scene changes, certainly. Now, for a name that speaks to your soul...
That should come in handy.
What about Dreamer?
Dreamer. I like that very much.
Right behind you, partner.
got a knack for stumbling across those things.